Hey guys, people say, Stef, do a vlog. So I'm gonna do a vlog. There's gonna be coffee, but no skateboards. So I'm out here, just taking in the breeze from my place, and there's an eagle who lives, I live in the city, but there's an eagle that lives around, well, maybe not an eagle, a hawk that lives around here. And he gets attacked, like he just flew by, the eagle did, and he just got attacked by this little bird. I saw him yesterday. It's a pretty amazing thing to watch. See this big hawk flying around, and he's trying to get away from those little birds that is attacking and tweeting at him. And he disappeared now. I was hoping to get it on video, but no luck. So yeah, that's it. So today, I'm doing a vlog, an official vlog, or unofficial vlog. And that's it. I like to get up early in the morning, beat the traffic. I used to drive over the mountain, but because of the new stupid bylaws, I can't drive over the mountain. I have to drive around the mountain. But anyway, so that's it. I do it to get out, relax, and just to clear my mind. All right, we'll see you in the next clip. So, my advice to you guys, if you're ready to invest in furniture, get iconic high-end furniture, because in the end, it will look good 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and it will hold its value. So this is one of the most famous chairs ever produced. Herman Miller molded plywood chair. This is an official Eames chair. This is not a knockoff. Each chair has a serial number, and so it has a very high resale value. Say Eames, Herman Miller. Highly recommend this molded plywood chair. Doesn't look like much, but I've had it for, I don't know, 7-8 years. It looks brand new, super comfortable. This chair was the first, as far as I know, it's the first piece of ergonomic furniture invented in Charles and Ray Eames, the designers who invented this chair and the whole line of furniture. They invented ergonomic furniture. So it doesn't look comfortable because it's all molded plywood, but it's actually quite comfortable. Anyway, highly recommend. All right, off to get my coffee. We're continuing the vlog. So I don't know, it's a Mini, convertible Volkswagen, hardtop, Volvo, BMW. This is an interesting car. Maserati, not so interesting. And Stef's little Audi. Again, I'm just doing this because people asked for a vlog, so I'm doing a vlog. Start her up.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is repeating his comment that he is certain he did not grope a reporter to flood the cave. You can send your tips and photos to your story at cjad.com. I'm Sean Dern. Your next update's at 9 o'clock. Breaking news as it happens.
Yep, entering a school zone. I've been nabbed on more than one occasion going a little bit too fast in the school zone, even on a Saturday, which makes no sense. Now, if I'm driving through a school zone on a weekday, I don't want the responsibility of any possibility of hitting a kid, so I drive slow. But on a Saturday morning when there's nobody around, I got nailed a few times. Okay, out of the school zone. Jeep slowing me down. Come on. I get out of the way. Gotta watch it. The cops will hang out around the corner. All right, I just got back from the coffee shop. My camera died on me, my phone died on me, so I had to, there's a gap in my vlogs. I'm not a very good vlogger, apparently. So, anyway, beautiful day today, perfect weather. Sorry guys, I was going to do a full vlog today, but my camera filled up. I'm using the Google Pixel here. Unfortunately, when I went to buy this phone a couple years ago, a year and a half ago, they only had the 32 gig. I wanted to get the 128, so I'm always fighting for space. So I was recording and my camera, my phone just filled up in terms of data. I just sold my 80D, so I don't have that, but I don't want to carry that around. And I don't want to buy a new camera, portable camera like this, until the new ones come out in about 2 months. So I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, but I was able to free up some data, so I'm able to record now. So you missed out on all that amazing coffee store vlogging madness. What are you going to do? But I don't think I can use my big C200 to vlog with. It's a bit too big, but I will be upgrading this phone in October when the new one comes out, and I might get a point and shoot. That's about it. So yeah, the exciting vlogging situation. Maybe I should get a skateboard. Maybe that's what it's required. Just in case you're wondering, why do I love convertibles so much? This is why. Because you look up and it's open. You get to see everything. I'm a bit of a claustrophobic, so perhaps that's why I kind of like the whole convertible feel. I just like the idea that it's open here. I can stick my hands out. All right, so this is the most expensive street in terms of house evaluations and average incomes in Montreal. Lots of big money here. Nice houses. Now, here's the thing about the Montreal housing market. It is now being impacted by the Chinese investor class. And they're coming in and they're buying up all the real estate, and then they try to rent it out. They're not here to live. They're just using the houses as gambling tokens. Kind of old school Bitcoin, if you will. And it's not good. It's not good for society. It's not good for society. I've been railing against this for years. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against Chinese culture. In fact, I quite appreciate Chinese culture. Because of the Chinese culture, they saved my life with the herbalisms and everything. But nonetheless, we have a problem with the kleptocratic Chinese running around the world, buying up all the choice real estate, and driving up property values, making areas unlivable for people. It's a very difficult situation. Very difficult. Now, our governments are very slow to react because bureaucrats have a tendency to be very slow to react. This is the nature of the situation. I can get into the whole psychology of the bureaucrat in another vlog, but nonetheless, it's pretty disturbing to me. And it should be disturbing to everybody. So let me give you a quick example. This has to do with business, by the way. It helps you understand. The more you understand about business, the more you understand about psychology, the more you understand about coding and programming, the more you understand about all these things, the better off you are going to be, because you're going to be able to make better, more accurate assessments of what's going on in the world around you. So let's continue. Yeah, so the problem with all these kleptocrats buying up houses and then sitting on them is that they kill communities, they destroy communities. And a case in point is in BC, British Columbia, Canada. The Chinese started buying up stuff there a long time ago. And now I have friends who used to live there. Well, they live there now, but they're moving out because all the locals don't want to live there anymore, because you have areas where there are 10 blocks, 20 blocks, 30 blocks, 40 blocks, where nobody lives there. Because all the Chinese foreign speculators, is a fancy word, a Wall Street word that means gamblers. They bought up all the choice real estate, driven the prices up to astronomical levels, way beyond what they're actually worth. Kind of like when Bitcoin was $20,000 a coin, now they're down to $6 and dropping, I would imagine. Anyway, but I digress with that. So yeah, so they buy up all the places and they kill communities, because the Chinese don't actually live there. They don't want to, most of them don't anyway. They just buy and they leave. And the places are empty, or they have, or they hire people to go live there who work at the 7-Eleven. So you got people working at a 7-Eleven, you know, a little grocery store, making $10 the hour minimum wage. And they live in these $2 million houses. Now, these $2 million houses, let me tell you, these $2 million houses they cost $100,000 to make. But they've been bid up like tulip mania, like Bitcoins, way beyond their intrinsic value. And so it just kills communities. So you have to ask yourself, why do governments allow this? Well, because people who work in government, not typically they're not sharp when it comes to the old economics and stuff, you know. They're not business people, so that's why they work for government. And so they're very slow to react. So BC government has reacted, raising taxes and doing stupid stuff, half measures, but nonetheless enough to push the Chinese to move from BC, British Columbia. They moved to Toronto, and now Toronto put up some laws to help stem the speculation, the foreign speculators from buying up stuff. So now they're all moving to Montreal, driving up the valuations of everything, buying real estate not a very good investment, making a horrendous, terrible investment. I think I'll give you an idea. Like, for instance, the houses I just passed by on the hill, you're looking at millions and millions of dollars a house, whereas 10 years ago they were like $800,000, $1 million, something like that, depending on the house, of course, and way beyond normal valuation. So now you have Montreal real estate. Montreal is an ice cube half the year, going for what you see in Beverly Hills, what you see in Malibu. It's unbelievable, because I was looking at places in Malibu, and yeah, you get as much house in Malibu for what you get in Montreal, which is absolutely insanity. Because, you know, Malibu, I love Montreal in the summer, amazing place for the most part, although you can have tremendous humidity, so it's very uncomfortable. But it ain't no Malibu. We don't get the Pacific Ocean, you know. So there you go, a little bit of vlogging. If you look at these big buildings here, the big, brownish gray buildings right in front of you, there's 4 or 5 of them, or 3 or 4 you see. Now this is a complex that rentals, but they fixed them up like condos. And for the cost, I'd say half the cost of a mortgage on a condo, you can rent places here, beautiful places, and half the cost. So instead of spending $4,000 on the condo, you spend $2,000 on the rent. People go, yeah, but you're throwing away $2,000. Yeah, well, maybe not. Yeah, you're spending $2,000, but you're saving $2,000. So that's $24,000 a year you could use to invest, you could use to travel with, etc., etc., etc. There's a general rule in investment: buy low, sell high. If you're buying in a housing market that's been going up for 10, 15 years and it's skyrocketed, you're doing the opposite of that. But our brains actually are designed, to not want to miss out. FOMO, they call it FOMO, fear of missing out. And that's the problem. And that can lead us into all kinds of difficulties, because the worst thing you can do is buy high. The worst thing you can do is buy high. When you're buying investments, you got to buy investments in areas, whether it be geographical or topical. You got to buy investments that are not very exciting at that moment. Investments that people are like, eh. So I'll tell you one thing I've been doing. And I'm not making a recommendation, I'm just telling you what I'm thinking. I have been buying oil for the last year or so. Why? Because oil is a big stinker. People are like, I don't like oil. So what you do, here's a little investment tip when you're buying in the stock market. You want to buy the strongest player, the strongest company in a weak market or in a weak sector. So what does that mean? So oil has been on the, has been terrible, doing terrible last 5 years, 6 years or more. Oil's on a big stinker. So people are, who wants oil? So what I checked out ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil is cruising around a 5-year low. It's really in the dumper, a 5-year low in terms of the stock price. That to me, and ExxonMobil, by the way, is the biggest and best run of the oil companies. They're all over the place. They're not just in oil. And so I said to myself, they're not losing money. They got a lot of cash in the bank. They pay a nice little dividend. So they pay you while you wait, and they're at a 5-year low. That is the company stock that you want to buy, not Facebook at an all-time high. I'm not dissing on Facebook. It can keep going higher. But the better opportunity, generally speaking, is the Exxon, because it's at a 5-year low. It's a proven player. The market in oil, it's not, the whole oil complex is just down. Well, it was down last year anyway. So that's what you buy. You buy the people or the companies that are in a bad situation. Not the companies, but the sector is a bad situation. What you don't want to do, though, is you don't want to make the mistake of buying the weak company in a bad sector. You want to buy the strong company in a bad sector. Sector being, it could be oil. It could be technology stocks. It could be telecom. That's a sector. These are all examples of sectors, rather. So, there you go. So what I did, about a year ago, I started buying up ExxonMobil stock because it's at a 5-year low. The sector is weak. And sure enough, it's been a very good investment. Not a great investment, but very good investment. This is long-term. Why? Because it's gone up since I bought, and I'm getting my nice little dividend. And there you have it. I would not buy any of the high flyer stocks. Those are the stocks that are doing super good now because they're the high flyers. It's kind of like if people bought Bitcoin at 17,000, 20,000 a coin. You don't buy it then. You buy it when nobody knows about it. As soon as it gets on TV and you're driving around, or you take an Uber or a taxi, and the taxi driver said, "Hey, yeah, I'm getting into Bitcoin. That's time to get out. It's time to get out." And famously, not famously, but as predictably, it happened. I remember my buddy's son, his buddy, kid, it's like an 18-year-old guy. He was buying Bitcoin. So he said, "Yeah, my son's friend is buying Bitcoin." He said, "Okay, it's time to sell." And sure enough, that's when this guy was buying Bitcoin. This kid, he was buying it when it was like $18,000, $19,000 a coin. So that's a sure sign. So yeah, there are little investment tips. And there you go. So now I'm driving through another wealthy part of town. This is actually where I live in, Outremont. It stretches out. And again, I was looking around at some places recently because you get tempted. You know, it's our instinct as humans to want to buy, to nest. We want to nest. All the animals. We want our own territory. So there's this illusory comfort in the idea of ownership of property. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-real estate, I'm just anti-buying real estate that's overvalued. I own real estate through a real estate investment corporation, and actually own real estate down in the U.S., and we're buying more. But we're buying it because it's a good investment. So I was looking at some condos in Montreal recently, and I couldn't, decent places. But, they want Malibu prices. I'd rather just buy in Malibu. Yeah, let me know what you think of this vlog. I think that's all I got to say for now.